blessing so that peace go out and find us. And we do everything in our power to hold on to that peace. The reason I go about saying this in this accord is because a lot of us say we want peace, but don't know how to go about getting peace, don't know how to go about holding on to peace, or just don't know how to live in peace. See, just because somebody come knocking at your door, that don't mean you go about answering it. Case in point, I tell my sons all the time, just because somebody want to fight you, that don't mean you have to entertain that fight. You see, the one thing about a fight, it has an ending, which nobody knows how it's going to end. The best thing to do in life is to learn to walk away. You don't have to go about engaging every time there's a confrontation. There's an old saying from Mark Twain. I fell in love with this saying the first time I heard it. Don't argue with a fool, because you are entering a realm in which you don't know. You will go about losing because that's where that fool lives. So the reason I love that saying so much is because we get dragged in to things, but we never know how things are going to play out. And the way to go about circumventing some of these things is avoiding altercations. People are known to spew negativity, but don't let negativity rope you in. That's the involvement of a trap, because if anybody should die in that fight, somebody's going to jail. Now I'm going to have to ask you, is that fight really worth it? If you get into an argument with somebody, your blood pressure go up, you end up in a hospital. Was that argument really that important? That you had a point to prove. You was going to stand on a placement that leaves you at a disadvantage. You see, a lot of us, we are kicking ourselves and holding ourselves back because of the encounters that we have when we go about engaging with people. Not all fights are meant to be fought. Not all engagements are meant to be engaged in. For if I go and it comes to a point that we have a confrontation, this confrontation spills over into family lives. Now you have just dragged your whole family into a mess that could have been avoidable. The reason I go about throwing that in there is, you see, a lot of times, us as parents, we don't teach our kids the value of knowing when to go about engaging in combativeness. We go about instilling these values that no matter who it is, you stand up and you whoop their ass or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. These kids today, everybody got a gun. And the last time I checked, a bullet is undefeated. So let's revise the way we go about influencing and encouraging our kids to go about interacting, because the earlier they go about learning this lesson, the better it will be for them going forth. Now that's my blessing. One.